Alrighty, so here we go. This is Pablo. This is my fun project for game scripting for Blend 2024 Spring for the class of Solintos. And here is my project called Borged Out, set in the cyberpunk slums. You have to clear out this area of the enemies. They will be patrolling the area. You can use explosive barrels to get rid of them, and wasteless ammo. You can get pickups from the shop or from these little cliffhangers. We can use Borged Out to jump and get them. And oh god, I thought my PC was gonna crash. You have this area, you have to fight them. As you can see, each area has an area you can jump on to get away from them so they won't overwhelm you. And there's some areas you should not go because they will kill you. And here's the boss area, and you have to defeat the enemy or defeat the boss in order to beat the game. Now let me show you all the stuff we have for it. Basically, we're gonna start off with the first person. So the first person character, you have its own weapons that are attached to each a socket. So each weapon's attached to a socket, so the two guns are set to the grip socket, which is where the original gun was set to, and you have the sword with added sock to it, which is set to sword socket. And you will see here in the sword, it's set to sword socket. It's basically right here in the same area, same grip. Here's our variables, each one has their own purpose. I'll go in detail, I'll show you here in the blueprints here real quick. And here's the stamina system, which is the macros, which are basically functions I can call, but a fancier word called macros is the way I view it. And functions, well, you got the functions I made with the blueprints, and these are usually used for blackboards, so there's that too. So let's start off with the event graph. Let's go over here, let's go to the very beginning. What happens when it starts? So the event begin play of the game starts. It's going to show the main menu, then it's going to head to the viewport and set the visibility of the weapons to false, because we do not have the weapons at the beginning. At the very point, the beginning, alright? Alright, so it's going to do that. Then on event text, so every time this gets updated, so it's going to check if the path can be opened, which is up here. It checks the amount of doors set to 1, so that basically is the amount of enemies you have to take out in order to door to be open. Because the last one is going to be the boss, so I cannot count that. Alright, and it's going to get an actor class and checking if it is, and it is true. It's going to sell it, destroy itself. Completed the game, checks for the boss variable called boss dead. It will play the main menu, or the congrats menu. Here's where it manages stamina, which is going to be called in the macros. Over here, which is the call time function, which is called in, and anytime damage the player receives from an enemy, it will get health will be deducted, and the most it can ever take away is to 0. And the player, if the player has died, there's a function I made for it. It's right below. It checks if the health is equal to or less than 0, and if it is true, the game will be set to pause, and is going to show you the game over scene, and it's got it to the viewport. And if the game has been completed as stated earlier, it will set the pause and add the congrats scene and add it to the viewport. And of course, here's manage the stamina. Here's some macros here, and most of it's from the books. Nothing much changed there. Open path, of course, where you have that. Hands borged out, so this is the special ability. It's going to let you know you got it when it plays a sound. It's going to set the borged out to be set to true. It's going to set the visibility of the sword to be seen. Then normal reset, this is where it gives you the extra speed and the extra jump height. It gets started at the very beginning, so it gets added right here. So each one has their own. So here it starts at 1850 for the speed, and for the jump it is going to be 1285. Then it gets reset to 475 and to 600. Alright, so that way everything gets reset and it's a variable of its own. And here you get the max walk speed set again. Then here the jump speed velocity, and the board told. It decrements the player health just by a little bit. The most it can ever take was 25. And this is for the sword ability. The zoom for the player, same thing, a timeline. It's going to be a variable. It starts at the original zoom. Then it goes down and it gets reset in case the player has completed the thing or stopped. Now, a hands of input, basically sprint, manage the stamina system. It's in the macros. It's going to go through that. And, if it is enabled, it will let the player sprint. If not, it will disable it. So here you have the macros, basically same thing as the book, not much has been changed in them. And here is the input system. So you're gonna be able to change between weapons. So borged out, I misspelled it. Then there's rifle, and there's shotgun, and there's zoom, there's sprint. Sprint is left shift, zoom right click. Borged out is Q, rifle's 1, shotgun is 2. Then the skeleton mesh were added the socket. This is the shotgun blast. So basically the same thing as the first person projectile, which is for the sniper rifle, except this one's gonna have a bigger drop off but do more damage to the enemy. Just a bit slower too. So this one's better off for close quarters. This is the projectile, goes a bit quicker, a bit more accurate, but does less damage, but great for further away. Sword slash is great for whenever you're in a pickle and you need to get rid of those enemies and just insta kill them. Unless you're the boss, then you will have to do a couple of slashes on them. Here's the weapon component. Here's the conditions I set. If the ammo is set to 0, they cannot shoot, but if they do have borged out abilities, and if the borged out ability has been turned on, then they can get the borged ability and be able to slash. Then here, it's gonna get shotgun, checks if it is true or false. Depending if it is true, it will do shotgun mode. If it is false, it will do rifle mode. So basically this is showing the projectile it's going to be shooting. Sword slash is going to be slashing the sword, sending out the sword slash, basically the sword attack. And here it checks if it is less than 0 or equal to 0. It will not allow it to happen. And the same thing over here, shotgun mode, it will decrement the amount of ammo, which is 2, wastes more ammo but does more damage. Rifle mode, same thing, this and that. Most of the stuff here has been kept the same. This one is the only part that's been changed. It decrements the amount of ammo, and if they have less than a certain amount of ammo they can have, they will not be able to shoot. Change weapons, it changes the visibility in the skeletal mesh that is set at the moment. So if they have borged out ability, it will show the sword and turn off the visibility for the snipers and other stuff. Vice versa, shotguns on, the others are off. Rifles on, shotguns off, so is the sword, of course. Same thing with those. Swap weapons. If shotgun's enabled, it will show you the shotgun. If it's not, it will show you the other. So let's go over here to ammo pickup. So basically the player touches it, they'll get more ammo. It's going to increment by 5. This is the health pickup. It's going to only increment up to 25, which is a quarter health. It's going to add. The most can go up to is to 1. Here's the sword slashes, and then sword slash ammo pickup basically adds only 3. And here is the enemy parent class, which is going to be all the stuff that's for the basic enemy and the boss, as is the parent, and the others are the childs. So here's the event hit, where if depending on what it is, it's going to send it to rifle damage if it is that. If not, it's going to send it to shotgun damage. If not, it's going to send it to sword damage. And each location is going to have its own thing, so each function has its own thing. Cast the first person projectile, it'll do that. If not, it's going to do shotgun damage. And if not, it's going to do sword damage. Then it checks here, or enemy die if the enemy's health is less than or equal to 0. It will cast the amount to open door set to -1 decrement. So if you only have one enemy left, it's going to open the door because that last enemy is the boss. So there's that. Here's the event play. So it's going to count the enemies, its own function. So this is going to be for the door. So this is going to be sent to the player to see if they can open the door yet, but they do not meet the criteria. So this is going to add the amount of enemies they had to take out. It's going to also show how many enemies they have in this game. So there's that too. Here's the patrol point. So basically it's an array. It's a bit more dynamic. I can pick whatever I want from the game or the level, and I could just set it to that, and they will do that, and the index set to 0, and it will be incremented every time it overlaps, and vice versa. And it's going to be updating enemy patrol, which is for Blackboard. As you can see, it's up here, the Blackboard. Then you update the patrol point, set to enemy. The patrol point is going to be updated here. You have my own thing here, so it checks if it is a patrol point of the enemy. It's going to increment if it is. then he's gonna check if the patrol index is greater than or less than the length. So if it is true, so basically if this is less than the length of the array, it will increment. It will go to the next index, which is 1. If so, it'll be 2 incremented. If it keeps on going, if it ever reaches more than it is, then it'll go back to set to 0, which is the first patrol point. And this is just for debugging, and that was for me to see. It's going to update the patrol point. And here it is checking to see if it sees the player, and if it does see the player, it's going to set that to the target for the Blackboard key. So here's the enemy behavior tree. Basically same thing for the Blackboard. Blackboard is a player, which is a new key, and the active patrol point is the patrol point where it travels or it goes patrol. And here's basically the behavior tree for the enemy is for the basic enemy, and the boss its own thing, but it's basically the same thing, but just a bit more spicy. You know, let me put it that way. Same thing. It's going to check here. It's a selector. If this is set to true, it will play the sequence, clear out the patrol points, focus on the player. It's going to go to the player, run to them, and attack them. And here is going to wait, then go to the patrol point. Basically, it's at the beginning of the game. Here's going to go to the patrol point, move to it, walk, then play the idle animation, then go back. Okay, and here's the boss one. Basically the same thing, only difference is going to have a combo attack. It's going to keep on going to the player no matter what. And you gotta be really running away from this guy. This guy has a lot more health and he's way faster. The boss health is set to 6 and the speed is way faster. Basic enemy is going to be slower. Health is 1. Fodder easy. Here's the ammo GUI. Here's the congrats GUI. Here's the game over, or the game credits GUI. Here's the game over GUI. Here's the basic GUI, which gives you the prompt and mount enemies, and this is all binded together. Here binds to your health and your stamina. And here is the main menu. And that is everything. I will show you what the game is supposed to be like. Let me do a pause and I will add the second portion to it here in a bit. Alrighty, here I'm back for the second time to record the gameplay. I forgot to start it, or record it. Didn't record everything, so second time recording it. Here you have the menu, the credits, all the credits to it, quit button, quit, play. Here you pick up the shotgun, prompt pops up, it's attached to a string, and then it's attached and binded to the GUI itself. The pickup stuff you can pick up from the goodie store. Most stores usually have these. The shops, it's a little float. Here's the hub area of the enemies. They're patrolling the area. These two are patrolling that one point I set to them. You train them, you bring them to an explosion, it kills them. It's usually a one shot. There's the Borg, it gives you the higher jump and higher speeds, better air control. But yeah. Also here, oh crap. Here's also the bomb. If you kill them all, come on, get closer. God, no, stamina. Okay, this is an issue. And, damn, I'm too scared. Explode! And it kills them all. There we go. I was gonna explode on me, but I'm low in health. Which I could probably show here and after when I complete this. There's the pickups on this pillar. You can usually just jump on them and use that as a way to get rid of the enemies. Here's all the enemies in this area. I'm just training them all to come to me. And okay, it killed 2 of them. Yeah, that one's probably stuck in the ground. But as you can see, the amount of enemies were killed, the door's open. Now I'm sent to the boss arena. So I can jump on those pillars and he won't be able to chase me, but he will still be on my butt. And there's the pickups. Oh my god, I need to get those. So bad. How much storage do I got? Okay. Oh god. This dude's not stopping. But yeah. And if you beat him, you know, you kill him. You can play again or go back to main menu. Take you to credits. This and that. Play. If you do die, you should be able to play again. Here's some damage for me taking for the explosion thing. But I can also get the bored out ability to get some more health. It won't give me that much, but it'll give me just enough to live. But if I do die, boom, quit. It will quit the game, and I can play again. It's gonna do that. So basically, everything the game starts usually takes you to the main menu. If I die, you know, if I'm tired, I'll just do this. And it's not 0 yet. There we go, it's 0. And I can just quit, and the game's done. Simple rundown of the game. Try to do quick as possible. As you can see, those are the patrol points. The shops have the goodies. Oh yeah, there's also an area I need to show that shows that happens whenever you do go in an area you're not supposed to. You should get warnings. It usually gives you warnings what not to do. So it says if you get in a closer, you will be shot. So if you get close, players died. And boom. It takes a while, but yeah. You will die. You have the same thing again. You can either quit or play again. Quit. It'll quit the game. Play again. Take you back to main menu. That's where it's set to start the beginning anyways. And yeah, there's the rundown.